Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it is part 5 of building my dream garage, building the Shmuseum, and my word, the progress is epic. The Novus team have been cracking on like you wouldn't believe. Of course, the AMG GT Black Series has returned, but this is all about transforming this barn that was a milking parlour on a farm into the ultimate location for the Shmeemobiles to house my car collection, all of my memorabilia. Earlier in the series, we picked up some pretty epic items, and in fact, there's something pretty cool to show you with that in a moment. Last time around, we installed the Shmuseum sign here in the Halo Bay. That's going to be the, let's say, standout car, latest arrival, something like that, sitting alongside the lounge space. But to think what this looked like only a week or two ago, and already now it is progressing at an unbelievable rate of knots. The bulkhead is in up top, the walls are framing up for the office. Of course, there's going to be a lot of glass to be installed. We've had the kitchen set up going in as well, but there's a lot to show you. In fact, come on over this way very quickly because I'm getting a little bit obsessed with this. Alexa, turn on all of the lights. This is really cheesy, but we now have all of the gas lights illuminated. We have the traffic light on. We have the Halo space light on as well. Have a look at this. The sign in there, unbelievably bright. Looks absolutely epic up on the wall. But let's focus on what we're going to be doing today. The main thing Martin is working on over here is to outline where the storage area is going to be. We're going to have some walls up along that backside, basically to hide away wheels, tires, car parts, all sorts of boxes and random things, as well as giving us space to hang items, to put our pictures, memorabilia, that kind of stuff. So we need to get that marked out as to exactly where it's going to be ahead of what's coming next, which is to work on the floor. We've talked about how this is going to be the racetrack that comes through the whole garage, the racetrack up towards perhaps a mural on the end wall, having started, of course, from the shutter and the entrance. And then you have your grandstand that looks out over the racetrack, hence the theme, the design, the logos and graphics that are going to go onto this as well, having those metal railings and all of the glass windows like hospitality boxes. So we've got a lot of organisation to do, a lot of preparing to do, a lot of measuring to do. Should we run upstairs and have a very quick look at what's happening up here before we fully get started today? Of course, we've actually also, I should point out, got our Benpack auto stackers basically full. The GT Black Series I pulled out last night because I took it home, of course, having now got it back from America. But if we come this way, we do have a space around here, which we're going to be leaving until a little bit later on. This is for toilets, bathrooms, that's hidden away there, which we need to complete as well. We do have something outside in the short term. I say short term since we actually moved here. Upstairs though, look at this. Look at how quickly this is coming together. All of the taping and jointing, which Webber is working on up here, having done each of our 3 separate office rooms effectively, 2 smaller rooms on either side, the larger room in the center. We've also got some storage cupboards and storage spaces. This is so cool to think that in not very long, I'm going to be able to sit here at an office desk, and this is going to be the view, and it's all going to be done with plenty more smart home stuff and features to be added as well. Yeah, not complaining about it. Let's go down there and work out what we're doing on that side. Over this way is where, of course, we're working out our storage room. Now, we've had these 2 gazebos plus a 3rd gazebo for a very long time. They have been super functional and not all that expensive, obviously, comparatively. We've kind of squished everything in, as you can see on this side. Everything as squeezed in as it can possibly be to house all of the cabinets, which are eventually going to be on the outside. But what we're doing effectively here, if you head on out, is trying to plan out exactly where this is going to go, because we have this effectively room in the corner, which is basically for power and that kind of stuff. And we want to make it in line with that. So we want to have a nice tall board, stud wall running all the way down here. And we're going to come down to line it up with the RSJ above us over here. The benefit of that is it will look super smart and clean. So obviously we've had to work out exactly where that's going to go. It will be narrower than the gazebos. So in all of the gazebos, we've had to fold over the carpet and up there in the storage room, pull everything in a bit so that we can work that out, because for the time being, we don't want to lose that kind of dust-free space, which is quite beneficial. So now is going to be the time when Martin's going to work on effectively nailing these to the ground to have that outline ready for the storage to make sure that works. I think this is all going to work out, but there's obviously quite a lot to plan before. As you know, I'm a big fan of memorabilia, model cars and collectibles of all sorts, many of which are going to be on display here at the Shmuseum. But this is where in steps the sponsor of today's video, Fanhome. Now, Fanhome is a new brand working with the likes of Marvel, Star Wars and the Fast and Furious universe to create collectibles the likes of what we've got right here, the build-up legendary Dodge Charger RT DOMS Charger with the upcoming release of Fast X. Let me show you more. I have the first 6 stages here, and the way it works is that you choose the collection or the model that you want to build and subscribe. You'll then receive new products and a magazine every month. The full charger will be a 1:8 scale with the doors, hood and trunk that all open, and the headlights as well as the side lights are all illuminated as well. Everything is super detailed, and as you can already see with the magazines, it opens a new window into the Fast and Furious universe like you've never seen before. With every issue, you get the step-by-step instructions on exactly what to do for the build, along with plenty of insights, news, articles, and other stories about the build, in this case, the Fast and Furious universe. Subscribe now and get building alongside me to complete the DOMS Charger from Fanhome. A big thanks to them for sponsoring, but let's get back to the build. Morning, Martin.
Good morning.
So, done. That's in position.
Fixed, finished, done.
That's simple. Basically, I know it's a little bit complicated here because we have things like concrete.
Yes, because obviously when they pour a slab, they can't pour a massive area in one go because the concrete goes off so quickly. So they pour it in areas and leave an expansion joint. So when we fix, we have to make sure that we're in a little bit from the join so we don't pop the concrete and ruin your lovely floor ahead of your racetrack. So yeah, today's plan is to get the sole plate down so that it sets a border for your storeroom, so that the floor painting doesn't come into an area that's not needed.
Sounds simple.
It is simple.
Involved a lot of measuring and working things out beforehand. Basically, it sounds simple, but because it's going to be quite a tall wall, and because it's going to have quite a lot of things on it, it has to be structurally strong enough, mounted to the back wall, to some of the purlins, to be able to hold everything.
Would you like to have a go?
I would not, trust me. I'm leaving that one with you.
You can if you want.
It's that simple. That's
Simple.
now a hole in the floor.
And hopefully a hole in the floor in the right place.
Could you imagine? Sorry for how loud that probably is. Could you imagine if you put the hole in the wrong place right now?
Yeah, I wouldn't tell you though, would I?
Cover it up.
Yes.
We never know.
Exactly.
As much as I didn't remember, Martin just pointed out that that short bit down there, if you're wondering, is because there will be a door frame. That's the entrance to the storage room. Wait, so the screw that just went in is to hold some kind of special concrete thing?
No, it's a special concrete anchor. So normally you would drill a hole, put a raw plug in, and then a screw. You don't need to with these.
Clever. Super simple. So, this a few more times and we'll have this all framed up, and then I'm hoping we'll just be able to kind of bend this out the way inside the line, and it will be fine for kind of having access to everything from the outside. We're just going to have a lot of stuff to move over here. A lot of stuff. Vacuum cleaner Tim.
Have you met Novus Workspace's new labourer?
New employee.
He's an absolute star, and if he carries on the way he's been going, I think we could probably make use of him going forward.
Yeah.
Cars, no. Hoovering, yes.
I'm on the next job. We're now bringing Martin's van into the barn because we're going to do a bit of a wheel swap. We have some wheelie good wheels, thanks to our friends at Whoops, to put on the van. So we're going to do that quickly inside because the weather outside is foul. And yeah, a bit of a van gang. Ours is just outside at the moment. Firstly, fancy lights. What do? They don't do. Oh, they do like the Mustang style, like that. Let's have a look in here though, because we have wheels that have been done at Whoops. Many of my cars have been to Whoops Will Fix It for things to do with wheels. These are looking sharp, so we're gonna jack up the van, get those fitted onto it, and they will look the part. Brad is the man with the tools right now.
I've been entrusted with Martin's van.
I mean, should be fine. Right, get all of those cracked a bit. Then we've got all of our lovely Dewalt Tools to help with everything like this. We are fully loaded and equipped for the purpose. Jacked up a touch, loosen it, jack it up even more, wheel off, wheel back on, simple.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. That is
like the whole
the process summed up, yeah. Let's see. Martin's also got some lovely new nuts. Nice and shiny.
To go with the
Nice
new gloss
too.
black wheels.
Yeah.
They will look a little bit nicer than those ones.
Well, I think these, when they're clean, might be gloss black, maybe.
Does he somewhere in there have green calipers?
Yes. Martin, do you have green calipers?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Green calipers. I think Martin likes green. There's more green touches on the van somewhere.
Stripes.
That's the
Number
one.
plate. Not sure about the plate. Not
Yeah.
sure about the plate. We should tease Martin about the plate.
Do we roast him for his plate?
He needs some roasting for the plate.
Yeah. He needs a normal plate.
Jacked up, ready to go. With all the tools, all the gear, and all the idea.
That makes life so much easier.
Oh, I like how you do the right pattern.
Obviously.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't, that the fact that you should go kind of opposites up there, down there, that one.
Mainly for tightening. Actually taking them off, you're fine. But
Yeah.
for tightening, you need to do it in either if it's 4 bolts, you want to go like top, bottom, right, left, and repeat. This, you want to kind of go there.
Done.
Simple.
Bosh, just like that. Smooth. Smoothly does it. Okay, those calipers need a clean.
Are we doing that for him as well?
No,
while we're here?
no, not today. Not today. You drive outside and about 5 seconds later, they'll be filthy again.
That is very true, yeah.
It is time for the last one to go into place. The others have actually all been done. And also, Webbo has been absolutely cracking on with the taping and jointing up over the bulkhead. Not too much more of that to go on the first round. This obviously gets lined up and then Brad will get it fixed. The van is all done, looking pretty good. Brad's looking pretty exhausted. Gone for a little snooze in the lounge. Yeah. Nice. This is where everything goes away.
Backup time, and as in a previous episode, we obviously did all the labels, so things are super simple to put away. Battery off. This one goes in upside down if I'm right. It doesn't actually go in here, but it fits perfectly, so
yeah,
that works. One battery goes there. The light, which I think is over there, still needs to go with the other battery there, and then the light will go under our radio, which obviously is not being used. Drop in there with some of our ratchet wrenches and other bits.
We should probably also mention that while this is our solution for the time being, using the Dewalt storage, we are working on the wall right here, which will kind of set us up with a nice corner.
Kind of like...
Yes, we can't say too much about that yet, work in progress, but expect a nice area here to do that kind of thing. Daily parking spaces, light work on cars, all set up around here. Well, as you can see, we have some work happening straight through the gazebo. The idea here is to have a double door. We were originally going to have just a single door that would open to the right, but obviously in here, sometimes you want to bring some big stuff in, like that, and like tools, and obviously a double door will give us that ability. So adjusting as we go on the fly, we've worked out the opening and how this is going to work. But obviously this is about 14 meters long, so this is a big old storage space, and it will be beamed up here something like 3 meters, basically to the height of about there. So it's going to be fairly closed from the outside. When you're looking in, you'll see a solid wall. And I like the idea down the line of having a solid wall across the back as well to give it that kind of drywall flat effect. But this will mean that this is all much tidier. That wall works for memorabilia and display items. This wall works for enclosing our workshop area and everything we're doing there. But obviously that is basically being lined up and going straight down and into the ground over here. Just need to get these cables out of the way. Obviously this is all temporary and it's going to be pretty epic down the line. Let's have a quick recap on where we're at. Martin completed the installation of the timber down here, the base that runs the full way through. We've kind of stretched the gazebos in because of course everything outside of here is going to need to be clear. We will have to move all of this, most of which is fairly mobile and easy. We are going to run through and just tidy it all up so that we can do that. That means over this way, where Martin and Webber are kindly moving all the boards at the moment onto a mobile trolley, we're then going to have the pallet so that we can put all of the spare timber onto the pallet so that we can move that with the pallet truck as well. So this is all going to be easy enough to move, I think, Brad, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Like that's all going to work. Now I'm going to steal your thunder a bit on the other update because Brad's been working on this, not me, but we do now have some smart light switches installed.
Well, almost.
We have one. It's going to be connected. Now I forgot to order the hub. You need a hub, so I've just placed an order. It should be here today, but in the meantime, let's have the moment of...
Well, that was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was
always
very nice.
Very satisfying. So I'll need to throw that away, but basically, we'll be able to talk to Alexa to do the lights. Obviously, you can press the switch.
She's listening.
It will be on here. It hears me, yes. We've got obviously the buttons for our favorites, or you can say what you want to turn on and off, and you can create groups. So we can have a group for like upstairs and downstairs and the barn and the reception. And we've got some pictures that cycle through as well. And obviously you can play videos and do a whole load of other things, or just like press it. And obviously it does what you've just pressed. Nice and easy, very smooth. And we've got a whole load of these.
This is such a dangerous game because it's going to be non-stop. One minute we've got like just, you know, a few little simple lights and things and a few plugs, and we're going to turn this whole place, I think, into some...
Well, right now it's just some gas pumps. We're going to separate out the gas pumps eventually into different locations, I think. But with all of this, it's just so nerdy, but I love it. And also, obviously, we've got the cameras that you can bring up. It's clever.
It's going to be
fun.
like home automation everywhere.
Ooh. We should probably make help. Move some timber. Work out what we're doing. As if by magic, we now have all of the timber on a pallet that can be moved, which is probably quite heavy. But the advantage of that is when it comes to doing the floor in here, which is kind of broken into two halves, we can move that to wherever it needs to be along with the cars. Obviously, the stuff up top will be staying up top. The stuff down on ground level is going to have to move. And that's what we need to work out. And we've got a few things that are out at the moment for various reasons. But obviously this, which was supplied to me by Holmes Hill Shepherd's Hut, is thankfully on the move. And in fact, we actually now have clear access to the halo space, so we could go and park a car in there for the first time with the light on, which is quite fun. And we're probably going to be doing that very shortly. For a bit of fun, the first car parking in the bay in its current state is going to be the van. Of course, we've had cars in there before, and when it's finished with the floor and with the lighting, obviously we'll have to think very carefully about which vehicle is going to go in. But that's quite fun. It fits under. It's in the bay. The Novus Transit is looking pretty cool in there. We're hopping out for a quick run in our Skoda Octavia VRS team car to go and purchase some light boxes that go just inside the door there. So off we go to go see what we can buy, and then we'll be back in a moment. Well, mission successful. We've got our box for the lights. So fire some fuel, back to the barn, and then we'll try and get this installed. We're back at base, armed with this, so come on in, because the plan is to tidy up this little corner, and that is going to go there, and there was a Martin there. He's just disappeared. This is going to go here somewhere, and this is all going to get tidied up and put into place, so let's see how that goes. Progress report. So it turns out that these plugs obviously can't quite do as much as the power of the lights in there, which are pretty intense. So what we have now is magic. Obviously that one works as it should. This plug is going to do the halo space, obviously does nothing yet. And this one, if you have a peek through there, does the right side. So we've got one side, and then we've got another temporary plug, which actually does the other side, I think. Yep, okay, magic. So that's all doing what it should. And then those, when we have the hub for them later, can link to the system that's in there, and then we can have a system that can talk to us, because we've also got another box down there for Alexa. I shouldn't say that, because then they're all going to start hearing me and start chiming. But we can then have another thing here, or to talk to it, that will then do all of those lights. We're making some progress here. We've got a few spares because we had to change the system slightly, and we do need to, as you probably figured from the temporary switch, make another hole to put that in the right place. And then we'll need 2 more of those for upstairs. And then I still need to find a cool light for there. We had an idea, it all went a little bit haywire, so we're kind of on the lookout for what we're going to do there next. We're getting somewhere, it's good. There's something I promised we would do that we've not done yet. Given this has just returned home from its massive trip to the United States of America, and given none of my cars have yet been parked under the Shmuseum logo in the Halo Bay, I think you know where that's going. I'm going to start this up, take this round, pop this over there, which means actually firstly moving this table. In fact, this table needs to move anyway because it's obviously got to be not where it is right now. Out of the way. That will do for the moment, and I'll make use of the space to turn this around and go pop it into the bay. Let's have a start up. Oh yeah, angry. And go see what this looks like. Well, that's happened again. The Clio V6 is a very delicate little flower. It likes to get angry at any noisy car that starts in here. The very funny thing is that the system, and I'm not going to say it because otherwise it will talk to us, just literally told us a parcel notification that something's arriving today. We knew that, but onto the topic at hand. Oh my gosh, that's cool. With the headlights on, that's so cool. That is like a view and a half. And I actually parked that quite well right in the middle, if I can say so myself. Oh my goodness me. Does that not look epic? Does that not look absolutely epic? Of course, we'll have more lighting, so imagine it a little bit more illuminated. I actually want to see what that looks like from inside here. Obviously, at the moment, we've got to climb through the wood. That's just temporary, and step on in here. Because imagine like being perched over here, looking through. It's like a model car in a box. It genuinely feels like if you put a wall up on the right-hand edge, it would feel like you're looking at a model car in a box. Oh, that's mega. To be sat here, looking at the car. What a view. What a view. Okay, I'm really quite excited about this now. The only perhaps problem with this is we painted the back wall white and we've got exhaust tips pointing at the wall. It's going to get specced. It's going to get like stuff on it. There's no way to beat that. I think that's game over. Anyway, maybe we just have to account for repainting that every now and then. Either way, car in that bay, absolutely on point. Very happy with that. Second thing, going to swap the GT Black Series out for the STO, because this, with its underglow on, is going to look very funny if we take it into the Halo space. Plus, just to get a different feel for it, because we've been waiting for this moment for so long. So let me pull that out, start this up, and pop it in. Brad's got the controller then, come on, turn it on. Let's see the underglow. There we go. It's absolutely hilarious. This thing's just funny. Right, let me come round towards the back. Let's hear it, the noisy STO. Oh my gosh. That thing has a snap to it. And it's gonna look crazy in there. With that light and these lights, it's gonna be right at home. Thankfully, it's got a pretty epic turning circle. You can probably get it round without having to go forwards the other way. Come forwards, come forwards, come forwards, come forwards, come forwards. And stop. Nice and easy. Now we'll do it properly. Guide, guide, guide. There we go, straight back. Tiny bit that way, tiny bit that way, straight back. There we go. I can't see to the back, that one's on you. Come back, 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 and stop. Sweet, very cool, very, very cool. What on earth? What on earth is that view? I don't even know. Well, this is an unexpected sequence in the video, as my friend James the Stradman would say. The parcel has arrived from Amazon, except little twist. This might not be what we ordered. So what we wanted was the hub for our sockets, for our switches, sorry, for all of the light switches. What I have received, as I just opened this and had a major, like, what's going on, is a product that makes your hair thicker for black hair. That's definitely not what I ordered. This doesn't happen often. Thanks, Amazon. That was supposed to, like, that's why we're here at like 9 p.m. to set this up, waiting for this. We've been sitting waiting for this for like 3 hours. And I opened it and I was like checking, was that the parcel? Have they given me the wrong person's parcel? And I was like, something's fishy with this. And then, yeah. At least they do the returns very quickly, but it's going to arrive tomorrow. I'm not here tomorrow. I just picked that up and dropped it again. That is the story of how this evening has gone. Let me go and package this up to send it back to them. And let's hope that Amazon can bring the right product next time, because imagine if the wrong product arrived again. That would be immensely frustrating. So we're not going to be able to scream and shout Alexa's praises. Not sponsored by Amazon, or that probably wouldn't be in the video. Yeah, that's gone wrong. I think it's been a very long time since it was last this neat and tidy in here, this much floor space that was actually visible. Of course, we don't yet have the lights working as we intended, and Brad is basically having a snooze over there in the lounge, given it's pretty late, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, this is all ahead of what's coming up very soon, ahead of the complete visual dramatic change that you're going to see in here. Well, a few people have said why not do various different things in terms of the organization, but we've got a plan. We actually do have a very serious plan behind the scenes in terms of where the cars are going to go and what's going to happen and how all of that's basically going to play out, but it's going to be totally ridiculous. To have put a car in the Halo space for the first time has also been really rather special. To then, well, as you see now, the Focus RS is back, kind of very matchy right now. A few cars are out in different places. The Zenvo's in Denmark having some upgrades. Obviously the C63 Black Series returned recently as well. That's now back up on the lift. The GT Black Series made it back from the United States of America. But there are certainly some absentees. There will be something, as I've said, departing in the not too distant future. We will talk more about that very soon. But this is really and truly becoming the dream garage. The changes that are happening in such a quick amount of time, and that's probably the craziest thing to me, what Martin and his team at Novus are doing to change the whole Grandstand and to get all of this really quite built up, it's just mega. And I mean, seeing the lifts like this, seeing all of the auto stackers, all of the memorabilia, this is such a cool journey. And it's only probably another 4, 5, 6 weeks until we're pretty far through what we're trying to do here, until we've made some real progress. So don't forget to check out Fanhome, to use my link below and sign up, subscribe, and you can be building Dom's charger or a number of other collectibles from the lineup as well. That's it for now though. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate your support an awful lot, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.